Good morning, my name is Rachel Maga and I am founder of 10-4 Social. We are a social media marketing agency based here in Pittsburgh, and our office is actually down on East Carson Street in Southside. So if you had the opportunity to hear me come to your classrooms, thanks to Dr. A, who always so graciously invites me in, or at past summits, I promise you today's presentation is going to be completely different than anything you've heard from us in the past. Exactly how you all have had to pivot during this pandemic, our agency has as well. So I wanted to take this time today to really welcome my team to join me in speaking with all of you, because we really bring a new perspective into marketing. Our team are recent graduates, and I really could not think of a better opportunity for you than getting to hear from them. So the number one question I always get asked is, what positions are available within sports management? So that is why our team is going to be here to tell you on the marketing side what all they've been able to do, where they've been able to grow, and definitely still get to talk about some of the skills that are needed to be successful within their position. So before I turn it over to them, I wanted just to tell you a little bit about me. I was also a graduate of Robert Morris. I graduated in 2012, and though it might seem a long time ago for many of you, it does not seem like it was that long for me. So another question I always get asked is, what type of student was I? So if you ask, because a lot of the professors that are there today, or many of the professors who had taught me, I was a very average student. I always sat in the back of the class. I never had a 4.0. I ran late to some classes from time to time. But the reason I bring that up to you is because I want you all to know that there are so many different opportunities in all the aspects of all the available positions out there, and you don't have to, be a particular fit for one position. There's a lot of opportunities along the way for you as well. So after graduating from RMU, I was hired full-time, actually the day after graduation, from the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, and I was really excited just to have a position right out of school. They said it was within their marketing department, which was really exciting for me. Turns out it was in their sales department on the digital side, which was not a problem at all. I personally do love sales, but I also come to find out about within the first day that it's just inside sales. So strictly all I did for 8 hours a day was pick up the phone and do cold calls to businesses to try and get them to allow the Post-Gazette to do their digital marketing. So from there, about 6 months after working for the Post-Gazette, I got hired full-time at Dick's Sporting Goods, and I threw myself a party. I could not have been more excited. Dick's Sporting Goods is by far one of the most amazing corporations within the Pittsburgh market, and I was so excited that I was able to land my dream job just 6 months after college. I also quickly learned there that for me, the corporate world was just not a good fit. The cubicle life was definitely a challenge for me. So I stayed with them for about a year, and then I transitioned into a stay-at-home mom, which though I do love my kids dearly, I also knew that stay-at-home mom was not a good fit for me either. So that's when 10-4 Social was born. I was 25 years old, and I thought, I want to create a team and that we all come together, we all work really closely, and we create a place that we just truly, absolutely love coming to work every single day. So that's when 10-4 was born. I always want to be super transparent with all of you. I had absolutely zero idea what I was doing. Like I said, I was 25 years old. I never worked at an agency before. I didn't know how to write a contract. I didn't know how to create an LLC. I had no idea that I needed to hire a CPA. But really, I knew that there was a need for small businesses to help to get their word out better. And I knew that from the creative aspect that I had, that I knew that I could bring value to them. So it goes into my next question. How do you actually get started? And how do you get your very first client? So for us, I was helping the Bus Stops Here Foundation with an event, and a gentleman came up to me and said, what do you do for a living? And I quickly just responded back with, I do social media, which now looking back, that sentence doesn't even actually make sense. But again, like I said, I really didn't know fully what I was getting myself into. He was like, oh, well, I have a client and I do his social, but I am so much on my plate. Could me and you set up a time to talk more? I was like, yeah, absolutely. So he ended up giving me a call, and I didn't know who his client was that he was referring to, and he quickly let me know that it was Jerome Bettis, and it wasn't his restaurants, it wasn't his foundation, it was truly his social media, and he needed help with it, and he was asking me a few questions in my interview, basically saying, you know, how much background do you have working with Twitter, with Instagram? What creative elements would you be bringing to the table? And truly, I just rolled with it. Every question he asked me, I answered confidently. Even if I had, you know, not the strongest grasp on it, we live in a day and age where we can Google and YouTube truly everything. So the moral of that story and why I bring that up to you is because there is nothing that, if you have an opportunity, take advantage of it. Go see it through, because you don't know what that's going to unlock for the future. So what it unlocked for me is being in the Pittsburgh market. Anytime that you say, oh yeah, I also run all of Jerome Bettis' social media, any mom and pop pizza shop, they're going to be thrilled that if somebody to the statue of Jerome Bettis trusts you with their social, that they're also going to trust you with theirs. So Jerome was our very first client, and that is really how 10-4 came to be. That's how we started to build a trusting relationship with a lot of our accounts. And I could go on and tell you more about my background, but I really think it's more valuable, and I highly, highly encourage every single one of you today, take note on my team, take note on their positions, and please get our contact information and reach out to us, because we want to help you all. We want to be there for you. And I can also tell you the only 2 people that had reached out to me after the summit last year, either one landed a job here at 10-4, and you're gonna hear from them here in a little bit, or I've helped them find a position with one of our accounts. So please reach out, and I'm gonna turn it over to Steph, who is one of our account managers, and she's gonna tell you a little bit more about her background and her position here at 10-4.
Hey guys, I'm Steph. So like Rachel just said, I am an account manager at 10-4. It didn't always start that way. I graduated from Slippery Rock, wasn't really sure what I wanted to do with my degree. I had an integrated marketing communication degree, so it wasn't really clear to me what all I could do with that. So I just started applying for every marketing job, communication job, went on a bunch of interviews, and just kept looking to find something that would really fit my needs and fulfill what I was looking for. I interviewed at 10-4 for a copywriter position, which I really wasn't even sure what that entailed, but Rachel seemed really amazing and the clients that we worked with seemed really awesome, so I figured I would try it out. I was a copywriter for probably 6 months, I would say. And yes, I loved it. I thought I would write copy for clients, write social media posts, and it was fun. But I wasn't really fulfilling what all I was hoping to fulfill, which was to execute big picture ideas. So to plan something super fun and then make all of those super fun ideas come to life. And that's kind of what I do now as an account manager. So I am really lucky to work with everybody on our team. And then after we all work together and come together to develop all of our ideas, I communicate that back to our clients and their management and if they have an in-house marketing team or the whole entire brand itself, just to make sure everybody is on the same page. Being in contact with everybody is, I think, one of the most important parts of my job and of what we kind of take pride in at 10-4. We build really strong relationships with our clients and our team ourselves. We all have a great time doing so. So that's basically my position in a nutshell. And now I'm going to turn it over to Emerson, who is our brand manager.
Hello, so my name is Emerson Brown and I'm the brand manager here at 10-4 Social. So I know I was just in the seats of a lot of you just about a few months ago. So I graduated from Slippery Rock University just this past May. So I understand the anxiety and the stresses that come with getting to the end of your college career and what's next and how do you get there. So throughout college, my major was integrated marketing communication, and about 2 years into that, I realized my passion for graphic design. So knowing that passion, I decided to pick up a minor. So within that minor, I really realized that that was my niche. I loved designing and I loved the visual end of marketing. Though I loved the campaign and the idea generation and everything that went along with that, I knew that the visuals was where I could kind of stand out from the rest. So a little bit of my internship experience is what really showed me that this was the career that I wanted to follow. So I had a internship last summer that was in marketing, and though I loved it and it was at a company that was very successful, it was I realized that marketing was not the only thing I wanted to do, and I realized that doing marketing for one company only was definitely a bit repetitive, and that is when I decided that I definitely wanted to find some experience in a design position. So this past spring, I got the opportunity to intern with the Pittsburgh Penguins in the motion graphics department. So within that internship, I realized that design is exactly what I wanted to be in. I got to be designing new things every single day, designing things that got to be shown at the games, and there were different challenges that went with that, of course, but I realized that's what I loved. But there was still one thing missing, and for me that was just the repetitive aspect of working for one brand, one company. Everything had to be consistent, the same fonts, the same colors, the same ideas and values constantly. So following that internship, I knew an agency was the best option for me, and luckily I came across 10-4 Social, and ever since then I've absolutely loved all of our clients, the fast pace, the different aspects that come with every single day, new challenges constantly, and it's always keeping you on your toes, and that is absolutely what I fell in love with. So if you don't know exactly what you want to do right now, or you keep running into brick walls of what you don't really love, keep going, because I promise you, you'll find your niche and it is going to be worth the wait.
Hi, my name is Zoe and I'm a copywriter for 10-4 Social, and I am 10-4's newest team member. I recently graduated from Slippery Rock University in May, and I completely understand the struggle of going through the coronavirus. I graduated at the beginning of COVID, where the job market was kind of a wreck. After I graduated, I went through a couple months of the interviewing process and applying to just about every job that existed. And honestly, I was open to doing just about whatever that was in my field. It took until the end of August for me to find this position here at 10-4, and it worked out honestly better than I could have ever expected. I applied for jobs that I didn't necessarily want, but they were kind of in my field, so I was ready to just get my foot in the door someplace. And luckily I had a connection here at 10-4 that helped me be able to network my way into getting an interview here. Networking is huge. I can't stress that enough, because it really did help me find this position. But again, it just took a lot of trial and error, and it gets really frustrating when you're hearing constantly, sorry you didn't get this position because someone has more experience than you, especially being fresh out of college for an entry-level position. But with perseverance, you'll end up finding your place. And while the copywriter position has always existed here, my position that I filled as a copywriter has taken on a new role or new meaning, as we've launched a new program for our clients called 410. In this program, I work on finding a lot of value-based information through blogs, podcasting, and social media. This has been a brand new launch for 10-4 as well as for me, so it's kind of been a work in progress in figuring out best methods and practices for everybody in the office. It's been a lot of fun, and if you ask Rachel and anyone that she hires, two of the biggest things that she looks for are confidence and work ethic, and I think that's what has helped me be in my position so far, because I've had the confidence in myself to tackle this brand new project here, as well as put in a lot of time to figuring out how to better myself to keep helping our clients in any way that I can.
Hi, my name's Noah. I'm on the creative development team here at 104 Social. I graduated from Pitt about a year ago now, and I graduated with a film and media production and marketing communication degrees. Very much unsure of what I wanted to do as far as a career goes. Whenever I graduated, I really just looked for whatever was available, and finding 104 Social was an absolute blessing. Steph, who has been introduced to you, actually reached out to me and got me an interview, and the rest is history. I am mostly behind the camera for everything that you've seen today. I've been behind the camera, so this is my few minutes of glory here, and I can't say enough great things about what I am doing now. I am getting to work with local companies, local businesses, local individuals who need help expressing their stories. You know, they are working in a job that they're passionate about, that they have been working in for 20 years, that they just started 2 years ago. And regardless of what they're doing, where they're at, being able to help them express themselves, their business, is a phenomenal thing that I get to share with the city of Pittsburgh and with you all as well. So without further ado, the rest of the team.
My name is Allie Smith. I'm the Innovation Manager here at 104 Social. A little of my background, I did just graduate from RMU in May, so I am a brand new graduate with a full-time job at 104, which is amazing considering the situation and the world pandemic that we're currently in. So I'm very happy to be a part of this team and really be able to grow and hone in a lot of my skills. The 104 team really just trusts me with all of my ideas and projects that I kind of bring to the table, and I'm happy to be a part of Pittsburgh and help Pittsburgh clients in everything that they're aiming to do with their social medias. So I started at 104 Social actually as an event planning intern, and kind of realized that that wasn't where I wanted to take my entire career, but it was a great learning lesson through everything that I learned at 104 through social media, event planning, marketing with clients. Like, it was so beneficial, even if it wasn't what I wanted to do with my career path, that I was so happy whenever Rachel reached back out to me and offered me a position as a copywriter. And from there, I just kept pushing the envelope. I kept coming up with new ideas, and that's how I came to the position of where I'm at now, which is the Innovation Manager.
Hey, my name is Regis Naran, and I am a recent graduate of Robert Morris University. I graduated in May. I am doing this from home at quarantine, and I can relate to you guys. In May, my last semester classes were actually online. Just know that it is possible and you will get through it. I'm here to talk about my position here at 104 Social, which is a client relations specialist. First, I'll talk to you about my RMU career. I started out as a sport management major. About halfway through RMU sophomore year, I added the major of marketing, thanks to Dr. Jill Kerp and Dr. A for helping me out with that and explaining to me the benefits. The sports marketing class actually piqued my interest in marketing. So thank you ladies for that. They were terrific. I added the marketing major because I wanted to expand my opportunities in my career. I didn't want sport management to be my only option. So a couple internships I had, one being with the Pittsburgh Penguins. And what I want to let you guys know is sometimes the best thing you can get out of an internship is it shows you what not to do. And that's exactly what the Penguins internship showed me. So the department I was in was with radio and media, and I learned very quickly that is not something I wanted to do. So I'm thankful for that. And sometimes, again, that is the best thing you can get out of an internship or an experience. How I got to this position here with 104 Social was from talking with my father about how he needed a marketing team for his business. And I brought up Rachel. I recommended her because I knew of her from coming to RMU and talking with us. I knew she had a great business in 104 Social. So she came to meet with us and she talked about a job opening that I was lucky enough to be offered and accepted. And I am also blessed that I got it in midst of all of this madness that's going on in the world. So thank you, Rachel, for that. Second, I will talk about what it takes to succeed in a role like this. So what I do here at 10-4 Social is I pull all the analytics from all of our accounts, and then I go over them with the team and with the client to make sure everything is doing what it should be, and if it's not, explain why. It is good to look back on what you guys are doing or what we are doing for our clients to make sure their goals are being met. I also handle engagement here at 10-4 Social, so I will be responding to reviews, comments, messages, and things like that.
So now you have the opportunity to get to hear from our team here at 10-4, and now we just wanted to quickly transition into explaining to you how all of our minds come together, how we all work on projects, and we're going to use a recent project that has just launched last week, so we're really, really excited to tell you more about it. So the way that this has come to be, we worked with a client called Salud Juicery. They are just down the road from you all in Swickley. I highly, highly recommend you going and checking them out. But Ginny reached out to me and she said, you know, hey, I really love to re-engage your team. I really want you to help me put together a marketing plan. So we met and we started working together again. And we started thinking about who are they as a brand, right? That's where every single social media campaign has to start. So Salud Juicery is looking on how can you fulfill the mind, body, and spirit? How is it that everything that you put into your body, how is it coming and adding and giving you energy and focus? So that is their absolute main focus. So with that, we started thinking, who in the Pittsburgh area also do this? Who are some really good brand ambassadors who live and breathe this brand already that we could potentially partner with? I'm gonna let Steph tell you more about how this collaboration came to be, and we'll circle back around and talk with more of our team as well.
So like Rachel said, we really wanted to stick to Salud's mission and values whenever we were developing all of these really awesome marketing campaigns. When the pandemic hit, we really wanted to be sure that we were focusing on bringing the community together. We want to bring, instead of just giving all of our money to Facebook ads, we would rather invest in the community and bring people who have the same interests and values into the store. And we wanted to do so by finding somebody who is well known in Pittsburgh and who also has those same values that can communicate that to the community. So we got pretty lucky whenever one of the employees of Salud in Swickley told us that Juju Smith-Schuster just happens to come in every day. So took that to consideration, naturally slid into his DMs one day and said, we're so appreciative that you come in and support us. We would love for you to help our team show the community all of the amazing benefits of Salud and everything they do for the community. So we set up a photo shoot, we went in and with an open mind, and somehow we came up with a Juju juice. So after the initial shoot, we all came back to the office and started brainstorming how we can make the Juju juice come to life. So each of us played a really important role in this project. I'm gonna let everybody explain their part, and right now I'm going to turn it over to Noah to explain how the photo and video shoots initiated and how they progressed ever since.
Hi, I'm Noah, as you very well know by now, and this is actually one of the very few times you'll see me on this side of the camera, whereas I'm regularly found on the other side of the camera at one of our shoots with our various clients, or here editing the content from one of the set shoots. Typically at these shoots I feel like I'm pretty calm, level-headed, I interact with people well, I'm pretty personable. And then come the shoots where you literally sweat through your mask in anticipation and have to double check that the neck strap of your camera is on tight enough so that it doesn't fall through your sweaty hands. The reason for this being that you meet a literal living legend from the city of black and gold, Steeler Nation football star, Juju Smith-Schuster. And on the first shoot that I was lucky enough to go to, this was the case where I was sweating profusely, shaking, starstruck to say the least. But after about 15-20 minutes and realizing that Juju Smith-Schuster is one of the most genuine and caring and considerate people that I have ever met, I soon turned back into that level-headed person that I consider myself to be most of the time. For this project in particular, I was in charge of creating all of the video and photo assets associated with the release of the Juju Juice. If you haven't seen anything by now, which hopefully you have, but take a look, you're in for a sweet treat. And that's because I work with a group of incredibly talented individuals who are more than happy to share all of their edits with me. And I say that jokingly, but I really do mean it whenever I say that we all work together. After I share the content with them, they take a look at it and they give me back feedback so that I am able to create the most well-rounded, versatile content I can to reach the widest audience. Because this project is bigger than just a juicery or just Pittsburgh or just Steeler Nation for that matter. This project was founded on the basis of helping students and children live their lives to the fullest, and that's done by the foundation that Juju Smith-Schuster had set up. So please take the time, look at his foundation, visit your local Salute, contribute, give back, and help support these children. As Juju Smith-Schuster says, stay lit.
So now that you've seen what Noah was able to put together with all of the different photo shoots and video shoots that we did, I would like to explain a little bit about how the entire brand kind of came to be. So initially coming back to the office from the original photo shoot, obviously there were a lot of ideas in each of our heads of how this can play out and what this should look like. So of course we wanted to keep in mind Salute and their general brand and look already, but then also wanted to include Juju and make sure that his look was definitely prominent and that it was something that stood out among the rest of Salute's already pre-existing marketing materials. So the first thing that I did and that we kind of put together was talk to Juju about what even was in the juice. So you saw that in a little bit of the videos that Noah shot, and it showed that Juju really wanted the colors to, of course, be black and yellow because we're in Pittsburgh, of course. So I knew that the bottles of the Juju juice were clear, and I knew that we wanted to make the juice yellow. So of course, naturally, I wanted to make the packaging on top of it have black lettering. So those were the first initial thoughts that I had, and then my first go-to is usually just to go on Pinterest, type in juice packaging, and kind of pull together ideas of what this could look like. So after doing that and putting some work in, just putting designs together, I was able to come up with 4 different designs, and those were then shared with Juju to see kind of what direction he wanted to go in and what look he wanted it to overall have. Of course, he selected one, and then that is kind of the one that we ran with. So of course, in this collaboration, there are 2 different parties, so we wanted to obviously make sure both parties were happy with the final design. So after selecting what Juju wanted, we went along and sat down with Salute and talked about what they wanted to see in this packaging. Though it is a lot different from their normal, what they usually put out, so that was a little bit of a conflict of interest originally, but after talking through what exactly they wanted to be included, we were able to come up with a compromise and everything worked out. So the overall packaging turned out really amazing. So then going along with that, we of course had to come up with a different collateral that went along with it. So we have t-shirts that are coming out soon, which are going to be really amazing. And then of course social media posts, and then just the in-person collateral such as the cards that you're going to get once you purchase a juice, the signs that are located around the stores, and of course the sign that's out front. But going along with all of that visual end of things, we of course had to want to have text and copy that goes along with that, and that's where I then worked with Zoe to come up with what we want this to actually look like and then sound like. So I'll turn it over to Zoe.
As a copywriter, some things that I really have to focus in on are really honing in on the value-based information. So when we created Juju Juice, a lot of our focus was to make sure that proceeds go to the Juju Foundation, which is his nonprofit that works to inspire and provide the youth of Pittsburgh with resources that they may need to help them be their best selves. I work to create copy, whether it's a press release or anything on social media that just kind of helps you get in touch with both the Juju Foundation and the mission of Salute as a whole, and helping really gauge oneself, mind, body, and spirit in everything that you do. Being able to get in touch with that through eating healthy, but also being able to help those around you as well is really what helped pair these two brands together. And this is something that we want to make sure is really displayed in everything that we put out, whether that is on just social media or through any other messaging. We want to make sure that that value-based information and that connection is in all of our messaging throughout this entire campaign. Because we're in the middle of a pandemic, we have to cut over to Regis, who's currently in quarantine, and he's going to jump in via Zoom to tell you a little bit more about his role and how analytics play into any marketing campaign.
Working with Juju, I found out that I love brainstorming. That was my favorite part of this whole Juju experience. The owner of Salute came in and we sat down and we've had many meetings about the Salute and Juju partnership. So what my main expectation here for Juju is going to be after. I need to make sure that the posts that we're posting are going out and reaching the right people. I got to make sure they're doing the best they can so we can get to that end goal. And the end goal is not to make money for 10-4. It's not to make money for Salute. It's to make money for that Juju Foundation. It all goes back to the kids. Juju has such a huge platform, and it's amazing that we have this opportunity to share, to help out the kids. Juju kind of shows it best on his the way he portrays his life, that he lives it to the fullest. He just wants to have fun. Doesn't matter if he has 0 yards and 0 touchdowns in a game, he's still out there having fun. And that's what he wants the kids to know. And it's great that we have this opportunity to do so. I also help on the other side of things. Me and Noah are the only football fans, or the avid football fans, I guess you could say. So anything football, the team comes to us to make sure that it's right, whether it's his number, how many touchdowns he scored last year, who's throwing to him, what his dances are, things like that. So it's been such a fun experience here working with Juju. And now I'll pass it over to Allie, and she'll talk to you guys about our brand ambassadors and actually what you can do to be part of it.
So one of the biggest goals of this campaign is obviously to keep it community-based, and one of my biggest goals as the innovation manager is to definitely invest back into the community. And as we mentioned before, we don't want to throw all of our money towards Facebook ads. We want to throw our investments towards you. So your call to action is to sign up and be a brand ambassador. You're going to head over to our Instagram and click the link in our bio. We have a RMU sports management link in our link tree. Go ahead and click on that. You're going to join our brand ambassador campaign. And I promise you, this isn't a scam. You're not going to end up in a 3-tier marketing pyramid scheme. This is truly a way for us to engage you within the community and give back to our local Pittsburgh businesses, because they want to hear from you. They want your input. They want you to be patrons and lifelong customers that are going to stay in Pittsburgh and help it thrive even bigger than it already is. Head over there and become a brand ambassador, because we need you to help to give back to Pittsburgh.
So this is just one of the many projects that our 10-4 team is working on. It's truly one of probably 15 that are launching just in the next 3 weeks. So though it is very exciting, though Juju is truly phenomenal. I mean, he's absolutely one of the most genuine people, and his heart is all into giving back. His family has been absolutely amazing. So I think that is naturally why we are all so excited for this collaboration, is because we know that it's truly going to help so many people, from the youth side to even to you. You know, I think just by you getting to hear this experience and how this has all come to be, now you're going to, hopefully, some of your takeaways will be to better understand what it is that an agency does and see if it's agency something that you're interested in. You know, please reach out to us. Please engage all of us. I said this earlier. holding every single one of you to this. Please connect with us on LinkedIn. Please follow 10-4 Social on Instagram. We're on TikTok. Engage with us, because I promise you, the more that you engage with us, we work with a lot of different companies in this greater Pittsburgh area. And if there's a particular industry you're trying to get into, please reach out to us. We want to help you out any way we can. And we appreciate that you all listen to all of us. And my one piece of homework for all of you is please go on LinkedIn and send one of us a message with what your takeaway was. Listening to us for the last 35 minutes, we want to know what's the one thing that really resonated with you. And we might just send you something small in the mail for doing that. So we appreciate it. Thank you guys. Take care.